Well, hello. Yesterday was Halloween, and today, for whatever reason, I was inspired to make an Animal Crossing YouTube video, which is something I've been wanting to do since 2020 when I started playing Pocket Camp. Because, yes, when everybody was so excited about New Horizons and playing it, I did not have a Switch. And so what I did is I downloaded a Pocket Camp on my little iPad, and then I would play it for like 3 hours per day. So anyways, because it was Halloween, I was inspired to show you all how I did my Petrie's Lab build. Now, I will not lie, this one I had already done, so there's a lot less of me trialing and testing different furniture. But I did want to talk you through my process for this one. I will also say I originally built this before the cabin expansion, so there's actually some space in the front that I could fill up. I'm not entirely sure what I would put there. The idea is, you'll see with these tiles that I'm putting down right now, the snowy ones, it's supposed to be like there's an inside and an outside. One time I did a little restaurant that I thought was really cute, and I used some storefront windows for that because I think it's fun to have an outdoor area in the cabin, and I find it easier to make it look like it's an indoor-outdoor vibe in the cabin as opposed to the campsite where you have to like build walls around a space. But I think I could add a lot more to the outdoor area, and maybe there could be some outdoor experiments that Petri is working on. But essentially, this is supposed to be her lab. Petri, so I guess for context, I love the Science Villagers so much. This is because in real life, I'm currently in college getting a biology degree. So I'm a big science lover. And my New Horizons island, which I do, so I did get New Horizons eventually. I just checked today, I have about 375 hours on it. So like, yeah, I've done it. I've done the work on my New Horizons island. But because Pocket Camp was there for me first, it has such a special place in my heart. And I think it's a really underappreciated game. I don't know. I mean, they make so many beautiful items for it. And of course, there was the end of online service. But I'm actually really happy with Pocket Camp Complete. I can talk about that more in another video, but we're talking about science right now. Anywho, my New Horizons island, part of it is supposed to be mad science themed. So I have Cobb right now. He was actually one of my starters. I love him. And then I want Graham, who I think of as his lab and life partner. Cobb and Graham together in my head. Oh my gosh, there's so much to say. And then Spork is Cobb's little Frankenstein's monster creation situation. And then I also have Cephalobot. And I really want to have Petri, and then Graham I'm also still looking for. So anyways, I love them all, and I'm kind of going for a mad science theme on my island. So I wanted to replicate some of that over here. I figured Petri, because she is a lovely woman in STEM, she would have her own lab and conduct her own research. I don't know what on. I'm trying to think what it would be. Her fortune cookie that came out is botany themed, and I think that would make sense for her. I feel like playing into the irony of the fact that she's supposed to be a lab rat would make sense. So like, of course, she would not experiment on rats. She would be a plant scientist. So this makes sense. What I'm building right now, is the safety corner. So, you know, in labs, how they have the awesome eye wash station and then the shower, OSHA certification, gotta have it. That's what that corner is for her. So there's a sink, I guess that's what we're pretending is the eye wash station. Shower and fire extinguisher, all very important things, but I see Petri drinking coffee in this lab sometimes. I have a picture. I'll put it in there. I actually posted this build to Reddit forever ago, so if you happen to see it there, that was me. I'm not copycatting. But yeah, Petri's a little bit loose with those rules, which is bad because there's some scary things going on in this lab. So we have the jellyfish in the corner, we have the water, we have the little x-ray doctor's table, and then whatever is in that science capsule. I really don't know. I think maybe Petri is creating life. Perhaps. Maybe she's doing it with special botany skills and magic. I don't really know, but something's brewing in there. Oh yeah, that's a science table. Honestly, okay, I will say, so Pocket Camp has some old themes that are not as fancy looking as the newer stuff, like the fortune cookie items and the event items. I don't know what I'm saying. But honestly, some of the classic little collections, like what some of this science furniture is from, are really cute. I'm happy about them. Like, I'm not mad. And I kind of like the older, kind of grainy Animal Crossing look. You'll see, I'll show some other builds in other videos. Like the first floor of my cabin is a bunch of beautiful glowing blue stuff because they have so many pretty items, and I just need to like show the world and show a niche corner of YouTube how amazing some of these items are. Honestly, the art, the skill put into creating these is incredible. And I totally understand how New Horizons players get a little frustrated when they see how amazing Pocket Camp is. Because Pocket Camp was free for a really long time. There were a lot of in-app purchase opportunities, but at the end of the day, it was free. Like, I did not spend any real money on that game until I had to get Pocket Camp complete. But given the number of hours I've put into this game, that was really worth it for me. And yeah, like, I never bought leaf tickets. I never bought extra fortune cookies. None of that stuff. And I'm really proud of that because I accumulated a lot of items. Although I'm not really sure I should be proud of it because it represents how many hours a day I was playing it. I was addicted. Yeah. Sorry the furniture selection covers so much of this. Essentially, we have a little hospital bed corner. I think the intention is that Petri is, you know what, I think of her as an MD PhD. She's totally an MD PhD. So she's not only into plants. Maybe she's like she's a medical doctor, but she does botany research. I feel like that would make sense. Sewing machine is, of course, for Frankenstein activities. So, yeah, maybe, like, she can treat some of the other villagers when they have ailments, but then in the rest of her time, when she's not helping people out, she's conducting her own research, which is certainly ultimately helping people out. Yeah, my friend was just explaining the promise of Hollow Knight to me today, and it got me thinking about, like, infection. Oh my gosh, like the My Little Pony infection AU. It just had me thinking about that kind of thing, and I feel like that's what Petri would be researching. I think that is it. I don't know, my dream in life is to be an epidemiologist, and I think that seeps into, like, all the rest of my interests. My Dungeons & Dragons character, she's a forest gnome, and her whole thing is that she is searching for the cures to, like, some animal diseases. Okay. We're done. We are now inviting Petri because it is her lab.